with this channel, um, we're a little skeptical with the full hatness, with the woo woo. Give you an example. I mean, when was the Roswell crash? Like 1947. You know, the UFO, what we used to call UFOs, crashed in Roswell, New Mexico, and and the military reported to the local paper, "Hey, we got one. We got a craft. It's down." And, you know, and then the next day changed their mind and said, "No, it's just an air balloon, weather balloon." You know what I mean? And I know I have over the years read about some ufology and the early people who reported abduction experiences. Travis Walton, and a lot of seemed like they abducted back then in the 50s and 60s. A lot of like small town folks. I mean, they're kind of like redneck or hickey people or whatever you want to call them. This small town, good people. Um, and these folks came out and when it happened, and they went to their, you know, the mayor of the city and the local newspaper and the TV station, radio station. They told their friends, they told their employer, they told their, their church congregation what happened to them, and they lost everything. They were deemed insane. What? Oh, ha ha ha! Yeah, he was abducted by little green men from Mars. I mean, it was kind of taboo up to recently to talk about these experiences. I mean, I'm 58 years old, so I grew up in the 70s and 80s and was interested, in this phenomena pretty much then, more than now when it was really happening. Um, I decided, hey, if this ever happened to me, I ain't telling nobody. I ain't tell my wife or some friend about. I'm not going like in public with this because they locked people up. I mean, for communicating with aliens, communicating with angels, that type of thing. And now, since the arising of internet and social media and platforms like this, it's easy to find. It's easy to find people who say they, communicate regularly with angels, with aliens, with, you know, denizens of the lower astral realm. I mean, unincorporated spirits. Where this used to be the domain of, psychics and woo woo people. I mean, I'm sure there were some people that moved to wherever, Sedona or LA or some, very liberal place where you can make a living as a psychic or a, medium or something like that. But most people didn't. So keep it quick. I just think there's two ways. Either we had, before it was okay to say this and people were being locked up or shunned or losing their jobs or their position in society, their family, for coming out and say, I don't know, Archangel Michael talked to me, or, I was taken to the ship and giving the tour. Or I was, I had a unexplainable life experience that was very real to me. And I'm just being honest about my experience, or locked up or shunned. Now, I mean, you can find all kinds of people just talking to angels, communicating with aliens, remote viewing the aliens, channeling the aliens, and they're making, let's face it, they're making a lot of money off doing this. So, I mean, my point is, before the rising of the internet, particularly YouTube, monetizing, where people realize, okay, I don't gotta go to Sedona or LA anymore. I don't have to open my own little psychic practice. I can just get on, social media and put out what I got and charge for it. There's two ways. There was a lot of people who were doing this who just, kept quiet about it. I'm not, I don't want to be locked up. I don't want to lose my job. I don't want to lose my, the friends to talk about this, but it's happening and I don't know what to do with it. Or this is a new phenomenon with the arising of consciousness. I mean, I believe there's an arising of consciousness, and maybe it's just more and more people. I mean, I myself, I know I am more psychic, more intuitive, more in touch with source and unseen forces than I ever was before. So I'm not putting that out. It's just an arising. More people are capable of doing this if they're saying it. But that always leaves uh, the door open for charlatans. There's always been charlatans. There's always been people just BSing their way through life, and you know what I mean, having a social media channel or charging people for psychic readings or clearings or you know, some sort of mediumship, um, or being an oracle. Um, that's a good way to make money. You know, in a lot of ways, it beats the hell out of waiting tables or you know, changing tires or you know, it seems to be a good living some of these people are making. So my point is, do we believe everyone on social media who says, "Yeah, I talk to Archangel Gabriel regularly. I channel the Galactic Federation of Light. I personally have knowledge these beings tell me." Or should we have some discernment? Then, like, yeah, I believe that there's a plausibility to a lot of channelings. I think you know, give a couple examples like the Law of One. I'm a big fan of the Law of One. I talk about its channel work from the 1980s, and if you read it, it's lengthy. They wrote it all down with the woman and Carla channeled, and it's like a dissertation, PhD dissertation in like metaphysics. I mean, like there's no way that the people who channeled it knew that they weren't just charlatans making it up and trying to make money. I don't know if they even made money. I think they've each wrote a couple books now and that. But the website's the material is pretty much free. I don't think they got rich off it or trying to get rich. There is things like that, plausible channelings. I mean, and then there's people I watch on social media who, you know, they say they're channeling somebody. I watch someone channel Pythagoras. Pythagoras is a Greek, you know, mathematician, and she was saying exactly the same thing she said without channeling Pythagoras. But to me, it's like if you're channeling Pythagoras, you're channeling Elvis. At least ask them for something unique that to them. Just not that I need 100% proof, because I mean I'm like Agent Mulder in the X Files. I want to believe. I'm very open minded. I try to believe this, but it's like I don't think we should believe everything we hear and everything someone says to be this like gospel truth because they say they channeled it, you know, or they're told by an angel or aliens came to them. Some people are, particularly in the U.S. I mean, the U.S. is, I'm sorry to say, one of the unhealthiest nations on the planet right now. You know, what we're eating, consuming, breathing, drinking, and the, you know, the radiation being beamed onto us. It's never before seen, the toxicity we have to filter through. You know, and you look at the levels of people's health. I mean, it's physical health, you know, heart disease, diabetes, cancer, hypertension, out of control. How many people are on psychotropic medications? And how many people who should be on psychotropic medications that aren't? You know, and then that's not including um, illegal substances or alcohol. You know, people just kind of self-medicating to deal. Not everyone with a successful social media account maybe all that healthy mentally, spiritually, you know? They're just trying to get out of having a job. So I guess my point is have some discernment with the foil hat folks who, ooh, someone said we're living in a simulation. It's a computer generated thing, just like Star Trek. People are NPCs because, you know, there's this great video game program and people that just, you know, drop in, say their line, you know, these pretzels are making me thirsty, you know, and then move on. And a lot of people believe that, but instead of looking at everyone as a human being, Everyone is at a different level of health, a different level of spiritual and physical evolution, and some aren't all that healthy. You know what I mean? And there's a big failure of our social institutions now, of religions and governments, and the educational system, that leaves us going, where are we? This religion makes no sense. I want to find some kind of identity, some kind of spirituality, but the church is not giving it to me. Getting online and just following people, and those people doing the same. Of, I don't know who I am. My life is not fulfilling to me. As a spouse, a parent, and a employee type of thing. So I need to go, and now I'm part of the Galactic Federation. Now I'm speaking with angels. And again, Special Agent Mulder here. I want to believe. I tend to give people the benefit of the doubt. I decided a long time ago that I, would believe in such things. I believe in aliens and angels and, contact, because life's more interesting if you do. I mean, if you're going out and you're ruining your life, going from thing to thing to thing, that's probably not right. But you say, hey, man, I'm open to this. Maybe people are actually experiencing this. They're not locking this up anymore, so you can come out and say what you experience without fear of some sort of retaliation or shunning by society, canceling you. You can go out and do that, and people are. But just be careful to believe everyone who says, there's going to be a solar flash, there's going to be a rapture, and we're all going to 5D. That type of thing. I can view the shadow government. I can view the aliens. I speak to the angels. Just be careful. I'm not saying there aren't people who do that. I believe there are. I believe there's genuine people who can communicate, beyond their five senses. I've had the experience of, my sixth sense, my intuition, my instincts, being up within the last couple of years. I mean? So I think it's happening, but I guess my main point is to just be careful who you believe. Use some discernment. Don't believe everything you're told on the internet. Think for yourself. Ask source. Ask your guides. Ask, a higher power to guide you. I mean, and experience it for yourself. Experience your truth and know your truth, and be Agent Mulder. Be willing to believe, and not shunning people like we would, 60 years ago. We put them in a, psychiatric institution, or we, marginalized them in society because they had an experience they can't explain. Thanks. Make sure you subscribe. Come back to us. Share, please. Let your friends know. Anyone who might like this type of information, Frederick and I are putting up. We are looking to, do our podcast. If you would like to check it out, Frederick 24/7 365. We got a handful, 5 or 6 podcasts we did on his channel about a year ago, which inspired the Full Foil Hat channel. Wanted to do this and quickly discovered, to start a new channel, you need to have some subscribers. So please subscribe. So our forte is talking about this type of stuff with the two of us. We have different personalities and different points of view. We complement each other well, and we don't fight about, you don't agree with my opinion. So it's a nice mix. Check out Frederick 24/7 365. Some of the old shorts. See us and join the Full Foil Hat community. And we're looking forward to blowing your mind.